Okay, well, let's get started. We're also live streaming this. So we wanted to get started. I'm Susan Thomas, and I am the Communications Director for the Utah Schools for the Deaf and the Blind. And we'd like to welcome our few parents who we have here today. These are moms who participate in the parent-infant program. Right in front of you, we have the Millers, the Crockett's, and the Painter families with us here today, so thanks for joining us. And today's speakers will be Lisa Davenport with Baby Watch from the Utah Department of Health, right here, and Susan Patton behind me. She is the Associate Superintendent of the Utah School for the Blind, and right here in the bright colors is Michelle Tanner. She's the Associate Superintendent of the Utah School for the Deaf, and she is going to get us started.
Good morning, everyone. As she said, my name is Michelle Tanner. I'm the Associate Superintendent of the Deaf here at the Utah Schools for the Deaf and the Blind. We are here to reach out to families, parents, and doctors who service students that have a hearing loss or a vision loss. We're specifically looking at children from the ages of birth to 5. Birth to 5 is a critical window of language acquisition for children in any place or county or country. It's important that we get language during this time, because if that does not occur, we have what is called language deprivation, which can have long-term lasting impacts for a child later in life. Early intervention is therefore extremely important, and we value the services that are given during that time frame. We wanted to reach out and let you know that although there are precautions that need to be taken, we want to help. We deeply care about these children and the language that they need to develop, and we care about that they are getting the services they need. And during the last few months, during COVID, we have had a decrease. We had a sharp increase that was going and trending upward prior to the COVID, and then we had a sharp decrease. This is due to referrals that usually come through doctors, early intervention centers, school screenings. There's a high number of screenings that we do there. So we're hoping that by reaching out today that our doctors will find those students that may have slipped through the cracks, or if parents are wondering, we're hoping that they will be educated today to check on those things. To assist in that, at the Utah Schools for the Deaf and the Blind, we have on our webpage what are called developmental milestones. These are milestones we anticipate every child should be achieving during that critical language years of 0, and we've extended it to 6 years of age. And so if you go to our website, you will see general broad milestones that a child should be achieving at each of those age brackets. And then we also break it down, so if your child is using American Sign Language, what are the milestones they should be achieving then? And then those students that are using spoken language, we're looking at those milestones that they should be achieving in those realms as well. Those are extensively on our website, and they were developed in conjunction with a committee that we started in 2016. It's called LEAD-K, L-E-A-D-K, which stands for Language, Equity, and Acquisition for Deaf Kids. It's a movement that's gone across the nation in which we are trying to end language deprivation for deaf children so that they arrive in kindergarten ready to start school. And it's really important. And we called together people from all walks of this field of deaf education, people who promote a spoken language approach and people who promote an ASL English approach. And they came together collaboratively. We worked together extensively for over 3 years, and we're able to develop these milestones as a part of the project and to also educate the general public. We have a brochure that we would like to share out, and welcome to those around us who would like to see that, and it's also on our website. We also have distributed these throughout the state to doctors' offices, and if a doctor needs more, we would like to give them more. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We have our website on USDB.org, or you can also reach at the health department, UtahBabyWatch.org. We collaborate extensively during this age group, and we refer to one another so that everyone is aware of all the services we have. And we are happy to help you, and let us know of anyone we can provide service to. At this time, I'm going to yield the mic to our Associate Superintendent of the Blind, Susan Patton.
Thank you, Michelle. As Michelle said, we are thrilled and excited to be here today. We'll take every opportunity we have to not only help people understand the children that we serve from birth through 3 and age 5, but also to celebrate those children. We think that the children and the family are pretty amazing, and it's an honor, and we have so much gratefulness to be able to serve them. I wanted to talk just briefly about our children, birth through 3, who have vision impairments and are deafblind. And that is who we serve under the parent-infant program for the blind visually impaired. Deafblind is also under that. We are concerned about the number of referrals, and that has decreased this spring from over the last 3 years. Early identification is very, very critical for visually impaired children. Parents and babies bond through eye contact. And if you think about your own children, or children, nieces and nephews, or neighbor children, you can see that we're bonding visually. That when you're smiling at a child or a baby, that baby is reciprocating that smile, and it's critical. And it's not only critical for our babies, it's critical for our parents and for their assurance, and to have validation as parents and for that bonding process. Vision is a primary motivation for learning until a baby is over a year old. Strategies for increasing other avenues of input must be utilized for babies to maximize their potential. Now, I also want you to think about children who are deafblind. They have a combination of vision and hearing loss. And deafblind is actually defined as a child who doesn't have enough vision to compensate for their hearing, nor enough hearing to compensate for their vision. So there's actually a bigger challenge there in that child being able to access their environment, but more importantly, the people in their environment. So that is why early intervention is so critical for both blind, visually impaired, and our deafblind children. Vision underpins every developmental domain from cognition to language to motor. When vision is impaired and no intervention is offered, the child may be delayed across domains. As Michelle said, we continue to offer services through the COVID-19 pandemic. We do so by mitigating factors so that families feel safe with our providers going in-home. We also provide modified visits where possibly we're doing visits outside, so we're providing some distance, but it's also in a better environment. We're also doing teleintervention where we can train parents and also associate with the children over virtual means. We also offer some other resources as the children grow older and they turn age 3. Those expand from a preschool setting at the School for the Blind, preschool settings in the school districts with outreach support from a teacher of the visually impaired, to other resources such as our educational resource center, an optometrist to come and do a low vision assessment. We are more than willing, and we are happy, and we are here and ready to serve. And I think that that's what I want to get across, is that we are excited, we want to be serving. So if you have questions about your child's vision or your child's hearing, make sure you're reaching out. As Michelle said, we have information on our website. There's also information on Baby Watch, the Utah Department of Health website. And you can also just call our school, the Utah Schools for the Deaf and the Blind, and I guarantee they can put you with the right people. So thank you, and with that, I'm going to turn the time over to Lisa Davenport.
Thank you, Susan. Good morning. Again, I am Lisa Davenport, and I am the program manager for the Baby Watch Early Intervention Program. Baby Watch oversees 15 local early intervention programs across the state of Utah, and each of those programs provides services in a specific catchment area in the state. Early intervention services are all provided through a family coaching model that focuses on helping children meet outcomes in all areas of development. All services take place in the child's natural environment, which may include their home, a child care facility, grandma's house, or any other location where that child spends the majority of their day. And all services are individualized to meet the unique needs of the child and their family. Infants and toddlers ages birth up to 3 years old who have delays or disabilities may be eligible for early intervention services. They can receive services that may include speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, nursing, developmental services, and social work. Throughout COVID-19, all of our local early intervention programs and Baby Watch have continued to be open. We are receiving referrals. We are completing evaluations and assessments for children and families, and we are continuing to provide quality early intervention services through a virtual method. Anyone can make a referral to Baby Watch Early Intervention. We receive referrals from parents, from hospitals, from physicians, from local health departments, and from agencies such as USDB or Help Me Grow Utah. If a family decides to pursue early intervention services, an evaluation and assessment is completed, and that's all done at no cost to the family. And so I really want to truly emphasize, if anybody has any developmental concerns about their child or a child that they are close to please do not hesitate to contact your local early intervention provider. The Baby Watch website, which is utahbabywatch.org, has a list of all of our local providers and also includes information about all of the areas that they serve in the state of Utah. You can also reach out to the Baby Watch office, and we would be happy to direct you to the provider who provides services in your area, and that number is 801-273-2900. Thank you so much for your time, and now I would like to turn the podium over to Susan Thomas.
Okay, we're wrapping up and we're almost done. I am the communications director for USDB, but I'm also a mom of a microtia kid. One of my sons was born with one really small ear, much smaller than the other side, and no ear canal. And somehow we never heard about Utah Schools for the Deaf and the Blind or Baby Watch or the Parent-Infant Program. He's 21 now. And he really struggled through school. We just never knew about these services or programs. And the doctors just told us that he could hear. He had one ear and he could hear, but he couldn't hear everything. And it was really hard for him in school. He really didn't catch everything his teachers were saying. And he wasn't at one of our schools or in one of our programs where we could have helped him with that. So now that we know about all these great programs and resources and these highly skilled educators who can help these kids, he admitted he would have much rather have gone through these programs than just going to mainstream school. And since our family missed out on a lot of help we could have received, I really want everyone to learn about these programs. And you don't have to be deaf and you don't have to be blind. It's okay if you're hard of hearing or visually impaired. And we really want to get that message out because I really don't want other families to go through what we did. I'm very proud of my son Luke. He did graduate from high school. He did it, he made it, he's a smart kid, but wow, was it a struggle. So, we love to get the word out, and we really appreciate you coming here to get this information today. And now, if any of you would like to do individual interviews with any of our staff or our awesome 3 moms who came today, feel free to do so. And thank you so much. Great.